I never knew what I looked like, ever. As a woman who spent a large chunk of my adulthood in the outdoors without access to mirrors, without access to other women who cared about what they looked like, malls, TV. I didn't even have a TV or any access to like the media for at least, I don't know, 8-9 years. And I didn't realize until just recently what a gift that was. I had no idea what I looked like most of the time. And because of that, and because I didn't have these images in my face all the time, because I didn't hear women talking about their nails and their makeup and all of these things that I now am aware of, and I'm like, oh my God, do I have like, I'm way more critical of myself now that I have mirrors and other women talking about their looks in my face and in my life now. So it's kind of a fascinating journey because I do actually care more about what I look like now. Maybe it doesn't seem so with what I'm wearing now. But I was like a tomboy for a lot of my life. And now I'm kind of like embracing more feminine side of myself. I don't even know what you call it. I don't even like saying the word feminine because I don't even know what it is. But just like I'm not in this like rigid, like, oh, I'm a tough rock climber. I let myself wear pink. I hated pink for so long because it was denim. So let me just show y'all, okay? Now, as a kid, you know, I just wore whatever I want and I rode my bike and, you know, I just did my thing. Now, I grew up in the South with a white mom in purity culture. So I had to wear this crap on Easter Sunday, you know, the hat, the knee socks, all that crap, right? Now, my first Christmas, I asked for a Tonka dump truck from Santa and I got a Barbie. So this was not at my tomboy. I've always been a tomboy, but that side of me was not encouraged. This is what was encouraged. I feel like my mom let me kind of, she gave in some, right? I could be, but still gotta wear the bow in the hair. And then when I hit teenage years, I mean, I look like a ghost. My makeup is, I don't know, I did not do my foundation right. I would spend 3 hours a day in the morning getting dressed for school. Like, look at that. I mean, you know, this outfit from The Limited, my neighbor gave me that. I'm actually starting to think that my neighbor did some weird stuff because this is a very expensive outfit. But he gave it to me, gave me all kinds of gifts. Lots of older men gave me a lot of gifts when I was a kid. Anyway, I like to call this my Julia Sugarbaker era, you know, corporate lawyer. I don't even know what this is, but that's what I wore. And then at the age of, I think, 15, I think it was like my first day of high school. I was like, you know what? This is a lot of work. And I don't like all this attention from guys. I don't like being, you know, assaulted on the church school bus, going on choir tour. I don't like being, you know, fingered in the hot tub at a church pizza party. I don't like all this attention from guys. So I'm not going to try so hard to get it. I stopped wearing makeup. I stopped wearing like, you know, schmeggsy clothes. And I went frumpy. Full like 90s, like grunge, like I just wanted to disappear behind my beautiful friends. And then I got into like drugs and was, you know, on house arrest and all kinds of stuff, right? When I finally pulled myself out of this like really dark place I was in, I went to Montana so that I could really get in touch with like this outdoor, like, you know, roughing it kind of gal. And that's exactly what I did. And I loved this. This is Glacier National Park, right before I saw my first grizzly bear. So as soon as I graduated college, I got a job as a whitewater raft guide, moved to New Mexico. First day on the river, that woman drowned right in front of me, if y'all remember that story. Not in our boat, private boat. First, I don't know, because I'm a masochist, I stuck it out and I did this lifestyle for like 6 years, I think, where I lived in my truck. Literally this, you know, it's like an oversized coffin, you know? Couldn't sit up. My tailgate was my couch and my kitchen and my living room and then right next to my bedroom. I was a ski instructor during the wintertime. I climbed on all my days off. Like I wore the same clothes. Like everything I owned was in my truck. The only mirror I ever looked at was like my rearview mirror to like, look what's behind me, or my side mirror. I never saw myself. And because of that, I wasn't criticizing myself. Everything about me was about my character, my mind, my sense of humor, my courage, my work ethic, like all of these other things. Nothing was about how I looked. So this girl right here became this girl right here. Covered in sweatshirts, stains all over me. I didn't care. And because, me and all the people in that world, we all lived in our cars because we don't get paid crap. Guides get paid so bad, y'all. We're very nomadic, and it's even different. Like van life is like a thing now, but I don't know how people are like doing Instagram with van life and look like models. Because I'm sorry, the men have like famunda cheese and, it's hard to take baths and stay clean. I mean, I'm taking like baby wipe baths and bird baths and truck stop gas stations. Like that was my life, not whatever these influences are. They're all lying. Like living in your car is not fun. And you certainly don't look good. Like I just found this picture. This was at my friend's wedding. I'm like 37 in this photo when I'm living in LA. My pants are on inside out, y'all. Like when I lived in New York, this is what I lived in. When people hear that I lived in New York, they assume I had like a normal New York life. No, I lived in a cubicle made of sheets and a piece of plywood that was painted that I found on the ground. And my mattress was under the staircase that you can't see behind me. After I started doing comedy and storytelling and stuff like that, this is me at like 30-something years old. This is me meeting Elizabeth Gilbert. After she blurbed my book proposal, I went to go meet her, and this is what I wore. Look at this. I'm wearing a sweatshirt. Like, I'm embarrassed for my old self. But this to me was like dressing up because there was no stains, visible stains on it. Like, I cared so little about what I look like, which, by the way, is part of white privilege, right? Because my beauty standards, I get to look messy. I get to look like crap and experience way less consequences as a white woman than a Black, Indigenous, or another woman of color. So even when I was living in LA, this is me trying to get a job at the airport. This is before I actually ended up moving to Spain. I was trying to get a job with like an airline so I could travel. I couldn't, whatever. I went to Goodwill and bought all this stuff. This is the first pair of flats I've ever owned. I'm 38 in this. And then at the airport, first of all, I changed in my car in the parking lot because I was so afraid I'd wrinkle all this stuff because I'm not used to wearing nice clothes. And then once I got into the airport, I realized that there was a huge hole in this blazer that I'd bought at Goodwill for $5. And I had to buy a sewing kit and sewed it on the toilet in LAX. I didn't get the job. Rejection is the universe's protection because I love my life. Thank God I didn't get that job. The point being that my wardrobe was never about fashion, style, looking good. It was literally about being practical. This shirt is cotton. On a hot day, you want to wear a wet cotton shirt. A baseball hat. All cotton. Unless you're in cold weather, then, cotton kills. Don't wear cotton. All I cared about was climbing and other stuff. I didn't care at all what I looked like. But there's no reason to care what you look like. Nobody cares. But a really weird byproduct of healing a lot of trauma was caring a little bit more about what I look like. Because I think it's good to not be so obsessed with our looks. Because now I don't want to go back to what I was in high school, right? Obviously I'm not going to, I'm 45. I don't want to put too much emphasis on my looks, right? It's not healthy. That's not who I am. That's not what's important to me. And I've discovered that I really like wearing beautiful clothes. It's an expression of my creativity. And because I found this website, vinted.com or whatever, all the clothes I buy are secondhand and super cheap. And they're really nice. So I love wearing cute dresses. That's my niece. And I like feeling schmexy. Like, look at that dress. Look at that. I even have like decent style, don't I? Like, not bad, right? All these dresses are like $5. And believe it or not, much to my own surprise, I even wore a wedding dress. I had to be talked into it, and I got period blood all over it in the dressing room, so I had no choice but buy this thing. My diva cup runneth over. It wouldn't be Melanie's wedding dress, according to my BFF Liz, if it wasn't covered in stains or tears and holes. So I do love that I've gotten in touch with this side of myself that does want to feel and look sexy and pretty, but I never want to lose touch with that part of me that didn't give a fork, because it's liberating, y'all.